Hey everybody, Becky here. Just wanted to quickly take you through what you have received in your 3-day refresh package before we get started on our 3-day refresh come Monday. So you should have received a box in the mail that looks like this. Okay, little green box. You got your program guide. Okay, keep that handy. And then for each of 3 days, you have several packets. Basically the way this refresh goes is that every day you consume all of these packets, in addition to some other real food. Number one is your Shakeology. You may have picked a different flavor, but you should have either 3 packets like this or 1 bulk bag if you ordered the challenge pack. You have this thing called the Fiber Sweep. My advice for the Fiber Sweep is to put it in a glass or a water bottle. That is very, very cold water. So put like a regular water bottle in the fridge, leave some space in it, dump this in, and then shake it up really hard so it gets all the grit out, and then just slam it back. To me, the Fiber Sweep tastes kind of like citrus, maybe a little bit of green tea flavoring in there, like one of those Arizona teas. But what I hear from a lot of people is that, the taste isn't bad, but they get thrown off by the texture because it's a little bit gritty. So that's where the really shaking it up hard comes into play. Next thing you get is a shake called Vanilla Fresh. Okay, this is a little bit different than your Shakeology shake because it has more protein in it. Because your only protein sources during the 3-day refresh are coming from shakes, they change the formulation of the shake that you have at lunch and at dinner to have more protein in it so that your body doesn't, freak out. So anyway, so you have this at lunch along with some other things that I'll go through in the plan. And then your 3rd packet is another Vanilla Fresh shake that you have at dinner. Okay, so that's all the packets. Let's go through this program guide real quick. I'm not going to take you through everything. It's pretty small. Just read it before you get started. But I'll give you my tips on what I've done on my last couple of refreshes. There is a daily schedule for each of the 3 days. I actually recommend going through and writing in this booklet what you plan to do and when. For me, the when part was probably the most important because I wake up really early. So my day starts at 4. So that means that by dinner time, I'm getting hungry for dinner at like 5 p.m. So early bird, blue hair special, whatever. I'm ready to eat at 5. For some of you, you may not be on that same calendar. So your dinner time and your morning start time may be much later. So for each of you, it's going to be different. I would take a look at these daily schedules and, like I said, write in what approximate times and what approximate meal options you plan to use for each day. So first thing you do when you get up, drink a big glass of cold water. It'll wake you up and it will get your system going. Next thing is your Shakeology and a serving of fruit. What I found, my first tip is I did not blend the fruit into my shake. I would have a chocolate shake and then a side of blueberries. I found that drinking the shake and then being able to pick at the blueberries over the next, 20 minutes helped me mentally feel fuller than if I threw a half a banana in the shake and slammed it back real quick. I didn't feel like I mentally had a meal. On this refresh, there's no coffee. They do have an exception in there that says, if you have to have it, but make sure it's black. What they do give you is an option for morning tea. I did this pretty much every day, even though I am not a fan of green tea. But I did find that it was soothing because it was warm, gave me something to do besides drinking water. And just the little bit of caffeine that's in it is an appetite suppressant, so that helped as well, since my really hungry time during the cleanse is always in the mid-morning. Mid-morning, again, the timing is going to be up to you, but mid-morning you want to do your Fiber Sweep. We already kind of talked about that. Cold water, shaking really hard, slam it back. Just get it done. Okay? In general, for lunch, you're going to have one of your Vanilla Fresh shakes. You're going to have a serving of fruit, a serving of vegetables, and a serving of healthy fat. Mix anything together. I had the vanilla fresh shake plain every day with just water and ice blended. I know some people shook it up in like a shaker cup and they said it was fine. I typically ate strawberries for my fruit option at lunch because if you look at the food lists, you'll see that strawberries and actually blueberries as well are on the bigger side from a portion standpoint. Vegetables and healthy fats. A couple that I stuck to were cucumber slices and hummus or carrot slices and hummus. We did one day, we did celery and almond butter. Probably my favorite though was the tomato. I think it's half a tomato or possibly a whole tomato, and some avocado. Afternoon snack. You get another healthy vegetable and a healthy fat. You can do the exact same vegetable and fat snack at lunch and in the afternoon if you want, or you can mix it up. Okay, more tea in the afternoon if you want it. Again, it's totally optional. I found it again to help with my appetite going from lunchtime to dinner, but again, it's totally up to you. And then at dinner, this is where it gets interesting and where this is different from a lot of cleanses, is that you have one more vanilla fresh shake, but then you actually choose a recipe from the booklet. Let's see if I can find it. You actually get to have a meal for dinner. My favorites that I tried were the spinach salad. Again, you're seeing the running theme here for volume. You can cram a lot of spinach into a cup. Everything that the people in my prior groups have tried, they have said, you know, the recipe is good. So I think it's really just up to your personal taste on what you want to try. But you get that vegetable dinner and your vanilla fresh shake, and that's all you get for dinner. The last thing is optional, again, is some herbal tea before you go to bed. I would definitely recommend make sure you get kinds that don't have caffeine. And then the last thing I'll mention is that there are several free options. So anything from herbs and spices and like vinegar, those are all free items. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing. You drink a lot of water on this cleanse. So if ever you're feeling snacky or hungry, grab your big jug of water. And just drink water. I think my first day I drank like 90 ounces of water, which is way more than I ever get in a regular day. But it really helps with hunger, it helps with hydration, and just overall helps you achieve really good results with the cleanse. You know, my first round with this, I lost 5.5 pounds and I think 2.5 inches all over my body. So if you stick with it, it will definitely work. The feedback I've gotten from my other participants is things like, you know, day one you may feel bloated, okay, because if you're not used to drinking that much water, your body's going, whoa, it's, you know, it's a lot of water, right? I've had people who felt bloated all the way until day 3 and then finally started feeling slimmer and leaner. I've had others where they lost like 5 pounds in the first day and then just, you know, continued to lose a little bit the next couple days. So it's really an individual experience, but just be aware that whatever you're feeling, that's why we're starting this email thread. Send it back to us, ask questions, and let's just keep communicating throughout the 3 days. Last thing I'm going to mention is make sure that you take your before pictures and before measurements. Again, back to the point of it being an individual experience for everybody. One of my teammates, she did the cleanse originally and she did not lose a single pound, but she lost like 4 inches on her waist. So you want to have more than one way to gauge whether you're making progress with the cleanse or not. You know, so how you feel, what changes actually happen in your body physically, and then of course the scale. So make sure not to skip that step so that you get to the end of the 3 days and you have more than one gauge to say, you know, hey, how did this affect me? Okay, I'm looking forward to getting started on this with you all come Monday morning. Reply back to this thread if you have any questions, if you want help getting prepared, what to buy, what food options, anything. Just keep me in the loop. Thanks, guys.